Morning world, how you doing? Hope you're smiling, hope you got a happy face on, because you know, it confuses the enemy. I was sat there last night, I was watching stuff on YouTube, and old 90s classic comedy, Harry Enfield and Chums. And you had the guy from up north, well his character was from up north. It's only me. And he went, well, you don't want to be doing it like that. You want to do it like that. I mean, classic humour of the 90s. Some people loved Harry Enfield and others didn't. But classic 90s comedy here in the UK. But you sit there and, I mean, yeah, it left me thinking. Even that was done in very jestful ways. And yes, it made us laugh and made us titter. Titter ye not. But, yeah, pondering. It got me pondering. So, whilst I'm having my cup of coffee this morning, in my regular format of the two girls. She's covering up, you kind of feel so here, she's covering up my fancy footwear for the day because it is getting drier. So I've got these on. £5 out of Asda. Um, they're purposeful, so I don't care. And yet people come around and say, what have you got on your feet? Footwear. Purposeful footwear. That hasn't cost me a fortune. But it's one of those things that, yeah, life teaches you a lot of things. And I've lived for quite a number of years. But the comparison to my life here off grid, the off grid lifestyle that many people conjure up in their own minds, and many people think that, oh, if you're going to be proper off grid, there's no external communications, and blah blah blah, and you've got to have horses and live with just a wooden axe or something. I don't know. Each person's interpretation of off grid is for themselves to make. Um, the chosen off grid that I have is, yes, I've got a step in the world north of the gate, but the biggest part of my step is here south of the gate, working on trying to provide myself with natural, healthy food that saves me money, and I don't have to go to the shop and buy them. When you ask a lot of children today, where do carrots come from? Tesco's. Where are they grown? In plastic bags. And so on and so forth. The modern world is, as I see it, it's a bit shit. Um, and the biggest thing is, I would say to people in the outside world, you don't want to do it like that. You want to be doing it like this. But then each person to their own. Some people love to continue to chase that pot of gold, the latest Xbox 96 or whatever it is, and the iPhone 548.53. It the world is manipulated, and it makes you compare. I mean, you've even got websites about comparing. Um, People compare me to a Neanderthal. They, you know, why do you want to live like a caveman? Well, I don't live in a cave. Um, what's the matter, Fusspot? Um, but I feel sorry for those that do criticise others, not just me, but others, for whatever they're doing. those that tend to criticize lack confidence within themselves, potentially. Um, but to be compared, it's like that's a race or a challenge. Or, I must be like this because I've compared myself to someone else, or in this woke world, something else. I've decided I'm going to be a microwave because I want to be non-binary. Well, you can be non-binary, but ask yourself, how did you get here? Oh yeah, binary people. Strange that, isn't it? And then they start to compare. They want to perhaps stand out, so they want to be different. Good for them. I'm not saying I agree as such, but good for them. They're choosing and trying to be different. The thing about being different is you dare, in a strange way, to not compare yourself to others. Oh, I've got to do that because so and so does that. I need to be like this because they're like that. The vast majority of people, gosh, mate, are you proper needy today, aren't you? Hey, you proper needy. The vast majority of people do have a tendency to compare themselves to, quite often, celebrity figures, those that wear those wonderful outfits and they must have an outfit like it. And they're constantly chasing, well, I don't know, an identity? I don't know. But the key to it all is comparison is the one thing that takes away happiness. Because those that chase what the celebrities are wearing, they'll chase this season and that next season and that the next season. Look at me chasing it. But comparison takes away happiness. So off-grid life for me is different to the norm. Many choose off-grid because they don't agree with the system of which the outside world lives in and lives by. You get those that truly want to be close to nature, um, stepping backwards, a bit like myself. Um, I've felt that as I didn't fit in with the norm, I didn't want to fit in with the norm. And I didn't want to be doing it like that. I just wanted to be doing it my way, a more natural way, and definitely a healthier way. I'm guilty. I've lived off of fast food for many a decade because where I used to work, it was the convenience food. Um, but now I choose to live a healthier life. I choose to have a life where I've got this little baggage who just wants cuddles all the time, and mum who is just there all the time. Be able to spend my life with these that I love and nature, to live within nature, growing naturally and eating more natural foods. Um, but to compare myself to others that live off grid, or alternatively is my preferred word. No, I don't compare myself to anybody. All I ever do is challenge myself to do a little better each year so that I grow within nature as nature grows around me. But that's where my happiness is. It needs no comparison. So when people try to compare you to others, and some will get into your mind a little bit and make you think sometimes, maybe, oh, maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that. No, don't be manipulated. Don't rise to the challenge. And don't be competitive about comparison. Concentrate on happiness and what makes you happy. That's the one thing I feel is being lost in the modern world now. But I'm talking to you on social network, YouTube, and people hit on that as you guys will watch me. And I'm thankful that you do. But this, for me, is more a message to you, is showing you my lifestyle and showing you what makes me happy, in a hope that you guys can take a little something from my world that you see to help you find your happiness. And it doesn't have to be off grid or alternative. You just need to be happy. And there's very little happiness in the modern world. People, go around there, they're always in a rush, they're always up against the clock. Are they actually happy? An awful lot of them aren't. When you hear conversations in the shops, and they're kind of negative, not positive. People are, as I see through my eyes and hear through my ears, they seem to be somewhat miserable. That may be a little bit of a strong word, but somewhat miserable. They're unhappy. Oh, I've got to go and do this. Oh, I've got to go and do that. I have to be here. I'm going to be late for work. And I don't hear as much of, how you doing? You having a nice day? Yeah, I'm having a great time. People don't even have the time for that sort of a conversation now. Yet they continue to keep going and seek happiness through the dopamine hits of the likes of TikTok and the shorts and the reels and this instant gratification. It's a false happiness. It's a drug. Get my hit, man. Get my hit. Look you, darling. But yeah, to compare your life to another person's life is wrong, because it's your life that matters, not the other person's life, or should I say, how they're living their life. You need to live and should live your life, your way, and above all, best you can on your terms. If you have to change your life to achieve that goal, do it. No one's going to do it for you. I've evolved into this way of life. It wasn't originally a conscious choice, but I've evolved because I knew that the outside world north of the gate wasn't a place that made me happy. That's why I lived in campers for many years, so that I could not be caught up in that rat race of the must have this and the must have that. Different, as many will label me. I'm glad to be different. I'll take that hat off to myself for that one. But we do. We are. I'm guilty. To not trying to be like others, but attempting to fit in with social expectations. If I wanted to go to a pub now, if they didn't accept dogs, I won't go in that pub. I won't leave my dogs in the car. I'm not going to fill that expectation. If my girls aren't welcome, I don't want to be there. Happiness is not comparing yourself to others. That's my take on it. Anyway, oh, so Daisy, you nearly knocked that coffee out of me, and I knew that was going to happen. Hey, but anyway, for now, I must drink my coffee and bid you farewell as my day in the polytunnel is beginning. Remember, people, be who you want to be. Set your sights on the goal you want to achieve. So long as you're not harming anybody else and it's going to make you happy, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks of you. You're doing it your way. Remember, people, the buttons down the bottom, please. Appreciated. I do love those comments. But for now, from me and the little one, because I don't know where the big one is, you see, just, oh, you get all the attention. Take care, people. Speak to you soon. Ta-da for now.